Guess where I am, boys and girls? Yes, I'm in the UK, I'm in London, and welcome to the most shitty weather ever. But you know what? I'm surrounded by a lot of lovely high-end gear because I am at Gearfest 2025 at Tile Yard in London. So now I'm going to take my umbrella and wander around to show you the most sexy, the most beautiful, and the best sounding gear that I can find here. Follow me, let's have some fun together. I am here with my favorite headphone brand and with Chris from Audeze.
Hello.
It's been a while.
Yeah, a minute.
How are you?
Doing great. Loving the London rain.
Isn't it terrible?
No, it's awesome.
It's awesome, of course.
It's been so hot the 2 weeks I've been here, and I left LA to escape that.
Right. And it's boring if the sun always shines, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Not. Anyway, you've got something new that might actually be the right thing for me. Because just to tell you the full story, so I just arrived here and I brought my LCDX headphones for the real work, but I also brought a pair of Beyer headphones when I'm on the train or somewhere in a louder environment where the LCDXs are too open. But now there seems to be a solution, right?
Yeah. So the LCD S20, we just released it. It's basically a premium sounding, low fatigue, closed back headphone in a more affordable package.
Affordable means?
$500, 500 euros, 500 pounds, that neighborhood. And it's basically built on the same chassis as the MM100, okay. But it's tuned more for tracking and for, let's say, low fatigue listening. So it doesn't have the same kind of upper mid forward sound signature as the MM series. It's a little more relaxed.
Which I prefer anyway, to be honest.
Right, and the idea being that, tracking musicians on the floor, they've got the headphones on for however many hours, and they're usually cranking the volume up really loud, and we don't want to burn out their eardrums.
But I had the impression when I compared this to the LCDX that it has that kind of, signature, or that kind of typical LCD sound in a way. Mm-hmm. Maybe not as wide range as the LCDX, but it sounds very close.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, it is a closed back headphone, so you can't get rid of the entire closed back signature. But we've done a really good job of evening out frequency response. And we've got the slam channel in here, which is something that we developed for the Carbon 2 electrostatics, which is basically a Helmholtz resonator or a horn kind of scenario and actually, here's something cool. Ear pads are now magnetic.
Oh, nice.
So you can just pull them off, no more glue. So you can see this channel around the exterior part of the driver, and that actually reinforces the bass. It's sort of like adding a subwoofer into a room of speakers. So you get a similar result. You get increased bass response, so it helps level out what's being rolled off by the closed back.
Which has been a traditional problem of closed back headphones,
yes,
right?
Yeah, especially in planars like we make. And so it helps bring back that low end that rolls off early with a closed back, but it also helps the driver not work as hard. So you get better imaging, more even frequency response in the upper realms as well.
Got it. No, but I was surprised. It sounded really good. I hope I can check it out in the studio. And if you're in the market for more affordable headphones around 500, there's something from Audeze. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Christian.
We are looking at a very unique and interesting product coming from Belgium. This is the Rodec booth with Tom, and they have come up with from what I understand, 8-channel recording and mixing analog console with an integrated 500 rack. Is that correct?
That is correct. It's 8 plus 8, so a total of 18 channels actually, 8 plus 8 plus 2. And so the first 10 slots are 500 series. And then we have another 8 here that are just line backing tracks.
It's also a sound card or an audio interface.
It has a built-in audio interface for 18 in, 18 out, class compliant. It has a great programmable mute section with memory control.
Okay.
2 aux, 2 buses, built-in effects engine for reverbs and delays.
Like aux sense or like
aux sense. They also go out of the back and they can be merged together with something external.
Okay.
and we have a crossfader going on.
What can I do with this? Like,
So you can assign any channel either to X or to Y, and then you can crossfade inside your track instead of with two separate tracks. So it's
but I could also like blend two microphones, right? If I want to.
yeah, blend two microphones. It's a performance console. So after you record it, it's used for track development, where you work on your track as a DJ would work on multiple tracks on a mix, but
Just play it back and
you do it inside your track. You mix with stamps, basically.
nice. I know this is intended for electronic music, but I find it very interesting for people, you know, who want to record and play with microphones with a hands-on approach.
And there is a full tracking version available where you put this full of mono mic pre's with the mono faders, and then you have a great little tracking mixer. You can slot in APIs if you want to also, because anything goes.
You can send the signal straight from the mic pre into the DAW, or you can go through the fader, right?
You can go to the fader, either direct out or post fader out using this button, and then you can also record anything you would do on the faders to capture that live feel instead of drawing with your mouse.
Both for recording and for mixing, analog style. I love it. Cool. Thank you very much. I am here with John at the Drawmer booth, and as I've just told him, I'm a big Drawmer fan. I've been using a lot of their outboard gear in the studio for decades already, and they have just released some new EQs. What is this?
Yeah, so we launched these at NAMM earlier this year. It's our MQ series, based on the old Motown EQs.
Passive EQ? Or?
So yeah, it's inspired by the Motown, but we have the same filters, the same curves. So the MQ1 is the mono, single channel, 7-band EQ, but we added the crush button, which we have on our 1971, which adds some harmonic saturation across the whole thing.
And that is level dependent, or how do you...
That is level dependent, yeah.
Controllable by someone?
Yes, so the higher the gain, the more
you push it.
Yeah.
And that can also be used without EQing, just for adding some saturation.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then we have the MQ2, which is the stereo version. So yeah, exactly the same in terms of the EQ and the crush, but it also has a one-knob compressor, which you can dial in and out. So that dials in and out, and it's the crush which is gain dependent, and the compressor just has, so you're changing the threshold. And then you can change the order of compressor EQ compressor. Obviously, lots of metering.
Wonderful. I just remember Drawmer. I just got to check out all their stuff because you've got some very interesting...
Still handmade in the UK.
Wow. And you've got some really innovative and unique gear as well, like multi-band analog compression, saturation tools, right? Or
yeah, we have the 1970, which is the FET version of our classic 1960.
Right.
Then the multi-band, which is the one that Softtube have launched the plugin. We have the 76, which Softtube have also now done a plugin of, which is a width and saturation processor. The 78, I mean, these are great stereo units that go great on a mix bus. If you want to bring your mix out the box, add a bit of analog colour, these analog units are great for that. The 71 has the analog saturation. This is a 4-band parametric EQ, 2-channel, but you can add that on each band of the EQ. Beautiful.
And I love the classic Drawmer look, I gotta say.
Always, yes.
But maybe the Softtube plugins are even a good opportunity.
They're an excellent introduction. And
exactly.
Yeah, we feel, as always with Softtube, they do a great job. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Nice to meet you.
I am here at the Nektar booth with Tim, and they got a product that got me really excited because this might actually replace my controller that I'm using right now. I'm using the infamous
121, yeah.
121, which has been discontinued by Steinberg for a while. And the good news is this doesn't only work with Cubase, but with pretty much any DAW. Tell us more.
It works with Cubase, it works with Logic, and we write custom integration. So that's why it's so much like the CC121, it's because it's customized for Cubase in this position. So all of this information you're getting comes from Cubase and is controlling using the Cubase API. So no MCU, no Huey, none of that nonsense, no plugin hosts, no wrappers, nothing like that. It all works through Cubase. You get the channel strip down here. I'll do a really quick overview. This gives you the channel strip, your plugins. Plugins are color coded so you can see where you are.
And you can immediately open up any plugin you got in your inserts, right?
Yep, you press the plugin slot. This gives you the plugin parameters. The plugin button toggles the plugin into view as well. And then, of course, the CC121 was well known for its AI knob. Now, the AI knob is essentially mouse over. Okay, we've gone a bit further than mouse over.
Just to explain it, basically you just put your mouse over any parameter of a VST3 plugin or of
anything that supports mouse over. The problem was always only 70% of plugins roughly support mouse over. So we found a way of doing it a little bit more intuitively, and because we're using the motor fader, it's normally your channel volume. Shift and touch, it goes to 0 dB, which is nice. If I press the select button, then you're essentially doing the AI knob control. So it's a case of whichever parameter I click, I have control with a high resolution motorized fader. And it's not mouse over, it's whichever one I choose at any time. It's actually also a really good way of mixing, because if I click on the different...
You just click on the parameter and then it's here.
It's got the control. Now this will work with any plugin and any parameter, because we do a little bit more than scan the mouse over. You know, we did a lot of work with Steinberg on this product.
I mean, this is one of the features that I love about the CC. The other one is pretty simple, and that is the fact that it follows the channel selection. So you don't have to think about on which channel your controller is. It's always where you want to be. And this seems to be the same here, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I would never design a controller with one fader that doesn't follow the selected channel. It just seems just crazy to me that anyone would release that kind of product.
But there aren't quite many out there where you have to go through banks and channels and shit, you know?
That's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, this just follows whichever one you select with the mouse. It's all bi-directional. It will update. It gives you you can get the different channel strips straight away for whichever channel is selected with the mouse. Yeah, you can change the channel as well here.
And it feels really solid and nice, I gotta say that. So I'm constantly afraid of my CC dying, so I might check this out. So right now it's working with Cubase and Logic, and you're working on more...
Reaper's on its way. Reaper's on its way. That's not too far off, actually. I can't say when, but Reaper's on its way next. You know, it's a lot of work. It's like a new product each store we support, because we are writing it from the ground up, custom integration. The plugin mapping side of things is different. That's handled by a server, control core server. So we only map the plugins once, and then every door that we're supporting gets them, if you see what I mean.
Nice.
But the rest of it is all customized purely with that door and with the APIs and the tools that the manufacturers provide us. You know, we're not doing, like I said,
GUI or
GUI protocol. They don't work properly, not for this kind of product. So
nice. That's the way to do it. And how much is it?
350 of your British pounds.
Great. Thank you very much.
No worries. Thank you.
I am here at the Audioscape booth with no other than the boss himself, right? Straight from Florida. Chris, how are you?
Doing well, doing well. Nice to see you.
Enjoying the beautiful weather in London?
Oh, yes. The typical London weather. I hear people in London complaining about the heat. It's nothing like the Florida heat, let me tell you.
Right. You just told me you have released another VCA type, SSL type compressor. The question is, why does the world need another one?
Well, you know, it's funny. This is actually our second one. We have a G series, and now we've done the E series. And for the E series, we opted to add a lot of options, because I know a lot of people love a lot of options. So we have a simple link control that we don't have on our G series. We have a blend control.
Very important, if you ask me.
We have what we call slam, which is basically just like a heavy ratio with added makeup gain. So when you hit this, it's just like, just kicks it in the butt, basically.
Like how extreme is it? Like
it gets pretty extreme. So it actually makes, honestly, like on a G series bus comp, I don't feel like you need a blend control, because usually you're just tickling it on your master. But with the slam control,
you need it.
You want the blend control. So that's why we did that. Everything we do is really well thought out.
And this is more like for room mics or stuff like that. You really
just
compress the shit out of.
Yeah, just slam the crap out of them. So one thing that we've added, which is really interesting, is a width control. So we've added a stereo width to the bus comp design. And what's great is I know some people don't like width. You can turn it off.
What is it?
So it's basically, you can make the signal more wide or more mono. So here in the middle, it's basically stock. on the control, as you start turning it clockwise, you start widening.
It's like an MS kind of, okay.
Yes, and then as you go more counterclockwise, you get more mono. So, and then you can just turn it off if you don't find that feature appealing or it's just too much.
Never seen this in a compressor, okay.
Yeah, it's very cool. And then obviously we have the standard controls like threshold, makeup gain. We've added more ratio. We've had a lot of requests for 1.5 on the ratio. So we've added that. And we have 11 attack times, which is expanded.
Wow.
And the same for the release. And then we
the auto release as well?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, the auto release, which is so important on the SSL style bus comp. And then, of course, we added our G series only has one sidechain high pass value. So here we have 6, or actually 5 with the off. We've added an iron control.
So that's a transformer on the output or on
Yep. And these are all steel, so they have the most character as well in the construction. And yeah, one thing that's really cool about this as well is we've redone
VCAs?
properly, yes, the 202C VCAs.
The original.
And when I say properly, we've actually found the original new old stock dual transistors. We haven't recreated them. We found the original parts and we put them inside of this. We pot these. And yes, this is like the same as buying a vintage 202C VCA, which is a feat in itself. So very proud of this. Many years of dev, probably since about 2020. So about 5 years of development on this one product that we're talking about.
And it's all built in Florida, right?
Yep, all built end to end on Florida. You can see this is our prototype. I mean, if you zoom in or whatever on the circuit board, there's like sockets for resistors and stuff. It's a lot of fun though. Like, yeah, it's been one of the most fun products to develop.
Wow. So if you're looking for one of the most versatile and probably best sounding SSL type compressors, check it out. It's called the
E-Series VCA bus compressor.
Here we go. Thanks.
Yeah.
I just stumbled into a very interesting looking booth, and this is Sepia by Carno, where they make what looks like analog plugins.
Kind of, yeah.
Tell me more.
I like to call them slot-ins myself.
Okay.
Just to save confusion, what we have is analog modules made by the original manufacturers to the same spec as the full-size rack versions.
Digitally controlled.
Digitally controlled, digitally recallable, and there's obviously no latency because we're completely analog if you go for the analog version of
But that means I buy a rack like this,
Yeah.
and I just throw in whatever plugins I want,
Yeah.
and I open them within my DAW session,
Yeah.
like a plugin,
Yeah,
and tweak them on screen.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and also we can accept any kind of control protocol, MIDI, UConn, OSC, whatever.
So I can.
You can use that to control Sepia as well.
Okay.
And we'll have a Pro Tools plugin, and you'll drag the plugin into Pro Tools and be able to do your visual GUI and control via the plugin.
And we've got how many channels? 1, 2, 3, 4,
It's
5,
six
6.
six modules per rack.
Okay.
Now, a module that size can be stereo, depending on if a manufacturer can fit the components in there. These are all currently mono. You also have...
It could be 12 channels, so to say.
It could
like 6 stereo channels.
It could be, yeah. And we also have a Dante version of the rack coming. So this rack is completely analog at the moment. So it's XLR in, D sub out.
Okay.
We also the Dante version of the rack retains the XLR in, but you also have the Dante in and out.
So you can integrate it into your Dante system and...
Yeah. So obviously with that, there's some inherent latency with Dante, but like it's very, very, very short amount of latency.
That's a nice concept. That's something new. And which modules do we have? I see API.
Yeah, so we launched with 15 brands, and by January should be in the region of 20, 25 brands. We've got API, we've got Pope Audio, XTA, H Labs, new companies like Langstraff Audio, Smart Research, we've got Semionic Culture, we've got Drawmer, SPL, and more
And all kinds of processors like EQs.
dynamics, compressors, yeah. New manufacturers joining all the time. One really big one, don't know if we're allowed to say yet, so I'll refrain from saying it. But yeah, so we've got some really, Mark EQ are joining the platform. So we've got some really cool brands joining the platform. Sepia, we are on purpose pretty boring. We don't add any color.
No.
We are zero latency, no color, and no real artistic decision we want the manufacturers to create their own circuit.
Bring in the.
And they do all the arty stuff along with the users. So, yeah.
Sounds great. Check out Sepia by Carno. Thank you very much.
To meet you.
Hello, everybody. I'm at the Cranborne booth with the man himself, Sean, and he's going to take over now because he's got a compressor to show us.
Finally, what everybody's been asking us for years, we finally made our compressor. So it's here. It's the Brick Lane.
The Brick Lane.
Brick Lane.
What's special about it?
So it's called a modal compressor, and I think once you understand what that means, modal compressor, that kind of explains a lot about it. So the reason why it's a modal is this control right here. Wrong one. As you cycle through the modes, you're completely changing everything about the compression behavior. There are 240 parameters under the bonnet that change when you adjust that mode.
Wow.
Everything from like knees, slopes, differential rate of change, detector type, everything you can imagine. Like most compressors are bound to their behavior, to the physical element that's doing the compression. If it's a FET, if it's an optocell, right? This is a PWM compressor. So it has, the PWM is the most controllable gain element that exists. But what PWM doesn't do is it can do anything, but it does nothing by nature. It's just
And you're
perfect.
trying to model the behavior of an opto and VCA.
Exactly,
whatever.
but perfectly. Because a PWM is so accurate, it can, to a fault, like, it can be really clinical if you don't get some of the tricky things in analog compressors. Like, for instance, like a FET has like capacitance as it rises, which is where like program dependent release comes from. So you get like a gentler release because of capacitance in the element. A PWM compressor won't do that, so it doesn't have that ramping and that sloping. We've had to program all that stuff in by measuring compressors and really dialing in and tuning the behavior of every single mode.
So we got input, threshold, attack, release, output. That's pretty standard. This is a mix knob.
Stress.
So,
you know how we like saturation.
Okay.
So obviously we have Mojo, you have Candons, which is preamp style saturation. Brick Lane, this is dynamics focused saturation. So this is a multi-band saturation circuit, and it only comes in when the compressor comes in.
Okay.
Like how a real compressor would
So the more you compress, the more it adds.
the more stress will be added to the signal.
Stress.
And in each mode, the stress is totally different.
Okay.
So in Velvet, for instance, Velvet's like a Varimu style compressor. It's like a tube style saturation. Float is like an opto style saturation. So the stress is like transformery, but that high end sidechain thing that opto stuff does. Smash 1176 on all. FET style, diode style saturation. And then Polish is the only one that's a little different. So Polish is the fastest, cleanest limiter in existence.
Limiter. Okay.
It has 0 attack time, thanks to our analog look-ahead functionality. I could talk a lot about that, but we'll save that. And then the stress circuit in the Polish mode, it's not a, it's a,
Not
it's
saturation?
a clipper.
Aha.
So like a Lavery Gold, you know how a Lavery Gold has the clipper just before the converter?
Yes.
That's effectively what this clipper is doing.
Oh, okay.
So it's allowing you to squeeze out the last bits of loudness.
But intended for mastering or
Intended for, it's a clean clipper. It's not a clipper that's designed to like be,
clean clipper in.
well, it won't be clean, but as transparent as a clipper can be. It's a transparent style clipper, which is designed to get LUFS, designed to bring up the average loudness and be a real brick wall limiter.
And talking about mastering, what about stereo? They can be linked, I assume.
They are right now, yeah, by OptoSync.
And do I need to adjust both sides, or is it
Just one, just the left
one?
one. Nice. Just the left one.
Send one over. I'll check it out.
2, I think.
2, yeah. Master. Thank you.
Oh, thanks as always, Christian. Cheers, buddy.
I am here with Tom from Chord, and I just happened to try one of his headphone amps and digital DACs, digital to analog converters, when I was trying the new Audeze headphones. And this seems to be a very interesting product, so tell us more.
So yes, absolutely. So Chord Electronics, we've been supplying amplifiers to the professional market for over 35 years.
Oh, wow.
We also specialize in digital to analog conversion. So all of our DACs are FPGA based. We don't use standard DAC chips, so we have absolute control over that conversion technology. We've managed to compress that technology down into a couple of portable products. We have the Mojo 2, and in my hand over here we have the Hugo 2. Very popular with a lot of mix engineers and mastering engineers that are on the road and doing all.
And I love the name.
Yes, wherever Hugo. Yes, absolutely. So this is Hugo 2. It's got about 8 hours of battery life. It will drive any set of headphones. It'll do any sample rate, all the way up to 768 kilohertz. It has various different inputs and outputs as well. And also has a couple of features like crossfeed and Bluetooth as well.
Crossfeed, which is so important, right?
Absolutely.
If you're mixing on headphones, that is so helpful because no crossfade. You're fooled.
Absolutely. Your left is your left, your right is your right, and you get a little bit confused and tired after a little while as well. Whereas crossfeed really helps bring you back into that studio space, into a room, as it were.
So what we got here is a USB input, so that means I can use it with any computer, any phone, iPhone.
Yeah, plug and play, anything and everything.
Great. We even got analog line outs.
Yep.
We've got digital input, both coax and optical, and 2 headphone outs.
Yes, absolutely. 2 headphone outs, so you can share with a friend, or not, I suppose.
That's nice. And this is intended for mobile work, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So whether you're in your own studio, in your home studio, whether you're in a different studio around the world, whether you're in a hotel room, whether you're at the airport, anything like that, plug and play, and you have your reference system with you wherever you go, especially paired up with a pair of Audeze headphones.
So basically, a little audio interface for headphones.
Indeed.
If you're mixing on the road or in the studio, check this out. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
I finally found some German people. I'm here with no other than Helmut from Schoeps microphones. And you know what? Now Schoeps not only have some great and very accurate sounding microphones, they also have some very good looking microphones. I wasn't aware of this one. What is it?
It is the V4 studio microphone. And it's been on the market since 10 years, so it's quite young because Schoeps is 75 years old now. Yeah. And it's actually a thing that we made remembering an iconic model from the 50s. The CM51 Schoeps microphone.
Okay.
Beautifully looking microphone, and that's a new version of this microphone.
Based on the original?
Based on the original, but fully modern and now oriented for vocal recordings, as you see.
This is cool. And this is a large diaphragm condenser?
No, it's still a small membrane microphone, but we have tweaked it a bit. There's a small ring around the capsule, so to make the sound a bit more like a large membrane microphone. So it's a variation of the sound. It sounds a bit different than our classical Kohle series. It's interesting.
And it's intended more for like vocal recording or for like...
Vocal recording mainly, but all acoustic recordings. It's very helpful. And because of the high SPL, it's also mainly a lot used for guitar amplifiers.
Wow, okay. I want to try that. Is it a fixed cardioid or?
Fixed cardioid.
Okay. I'll just take it with me back to Germany. I'll take care of it. Thank you very much.
Please, please. Thank you.
So no trade show without me showing up at the Amphion booth. And I'm here once again with my man straight from Finland, Anssi. How are you?
So nice to see you again.
As always, right?
Yes, it really is.
We met, where did we meet last time? LA, NAMM.
Yes, but that's a long time ago.
Right.
I missed you already.
And you've got some new stuff, right? I see an X behind the
yes,
18.
Yes.
I'm a 15 user, but what does that mean to the 18?
It needs a new tweeter.
Okay.
It needs, of course, when you change the tweeter, it needs a new waveguide, it needs a new crossover naturally. But that's technology and that's just parts. What it does is more interesting to me.
But before you explain it, this replaces the old?
No, we run them parallel. They
really?
are still. Let's see what the future brings, but they are still available. Who knows? Maybe somebody wants to have a couple of more of the same he's using in stereo for Atmos or whatever. So
why should I get the X or why should I get the other one? What's the difference sonically?
Well, of course, we launched the 180, the original model now 12 years ago, something like that. So yes, it's loved, it works. But in that time, naturally, things happen. We were very happy with the 125A tweeter. We've been kind of looking at the new tweeter for a long time and very happy with that performance.
Okay.
So then it kind of came natural that, hey, let's look at it for the larger products. And it is only these two for the time being because it is radically more expensive than the one that goes there. So of course we can automatically just throw it into anything we make.
And what's the difference sonically? How would you describe it?
To me, the biggest two differences are extension. It goes to the bad territory. 55K, it doesn't make any difference.
I am a vampire, so
okay, you know what I'm talking about then, fine. Also, radically reduced distortion, which even the non-vampires hear. and also linearity is very, very good. It has something that is kind of very nice, kind of calming, but super precise.
And just between you and me, is there going to be an updated version of my 215?
There is no such plans between you and everybody else for the time being. Let's see how the market reacts to this.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time again.
Believe it or not, but the sun does exist in the UK. It has returned. You see it right now? Believe it or not. Yeah, actually the weather turned from being extremely shitty to being acceptable. Now it's time to have a beer and to wrap it up. Let's go. I am here with Mr. Adam Steele, once again at the Audient booth.
Hi.
How are you, sir?
I am metal. Oh yeah.
Always just as metal as you. Great to see you.
Amazing.
What do we have here? A lot of nice gear.
Yes, indeed. So if you've seen any of Christian's videos, you will have seen a lot of these, but I'll give you a quick overview of what we have. The ID48 is our latest and greatest interface. Finally, rack mount, yes! And it has the inserts, so if you've got wonderful outboard gear like compressors, you can use them whilst you're recording, and then switch in the software, and also use them at the tracking stage.
It's kind of like a little more professional Evo 16 in a way?
I suppose so, yeah. Well, the Evo 16, as we can see here, is what I would call our user-friendly option. So if you are someone who's just getting into things and it's a little scary for you recording, this is very much the straight ahead, no nonsense, nice and simple. It has some holes for inputs and holes for outputs. And it's simple. And yes, we can get more technical than that. But the Evo 16 and the SP8, which is the expansion, are that. Whereas the ID range is where we get a little fancy.
And you have different mic pre's.
Yes.
IDs all have the console mic pre's.
That's right. So we did a video recently where we compared the console, which I'll talk about in a second, with the ID, the 4, the 14, all of them. We used a microphone splitter, so we did one take for everything, and they sounded the same. Because they are the same console preamp. It's kind of very clever how our designers have done that. And it's still affordable, really. I mean, depending on your
crazy affordable, actually.
Yeah.
And it's usually what I recommend when people ask me for like a workhorse kind of preamp, you know, where you just go like, get a few channels.
Yeah.
And that leads us probably to this.
Yeah, the ASPs. These are also the console preamps, but with all the fancy features. The ASP 800 and 880 have the fancy things like the variable high pass. These have the inserts on the 882, which is where we got the idea to move that to the ID48. These have got switchable points, so you can have, say, outboard going straight in. They've got different impedance, so if you want to get fancy with that with the microphones, I find that's really useful on like really bright guitars, that you can change the impedance and take away some of the high end on the microphone if you think that my positioning is right, but it's still a little...
Shown that in a video, especially with ribbons and dynamics.
That's right.
And this preamp has it all. Also filters, I think, right?
Yes, so the high pass you can change, so you can maybe just cut 30 hertz if you just don't want bass guitar rumble, or 200 hertz if you got backing vocal. Just commit on the way in, just be brave.
Yeah, I am.
You are.
That's what I love about consoles.
Yeah.
Because you tend to just EQ a lot more on the way in.
That's
commit a lot more, and you know.
So the console, if you're really looking to splash some cash, is our pride and joy. So the EQs on this are very like sweet. So they're not like super surgical, although you can get a little surgical. And we split them so the high and low are together, because most of the time you probably want to going to do like a smiley curve on things. And then the mids go from 50 hertz to 20k. So you can really kind of tune things the way you want to tune them. And if you're committing on the way in, you can push these preamps, get a little bit of character out of them, and then just send that straight into Pro Tools or whatever you're using to get that really nice. Yeah, you play it back and you're happy, and you're not having to spend hours then going, okay, how do I make this sound good?
I think I'll put a few links down below, because I did a video on the impedance switch. I was tracking drums with this console, like the big version of this one, and a lot more. Thank you, Adam. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
I am here with my man Lars from Session Desk, right in front of a beautiful
Gustav.
He made it here all the way from Frankfurt, just like me.
Hi there. Yeah, I made it this time. Last time I missed my flight, but this time we are here, finally. And this is Gustav in UK. And it's not only this model existing here. We have now a warehouse here. We have people running Session Desk UK.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you're not aware of what they do beautiful and also, I would say, affordable studio furniture. You do tables, you do like workstations, that's the right word, right? You do
Tables, workstations.
You do monitor stands. Tell me more.
I think we do everything besides gear, you know? I mean, we do the desks, we do the speaker stands, we do in future also acoustic panels. So,
right.
Yeah.
And the stuff is all built in Europe, right?
The stuff is built in Europe, the stuff is built in Portugal, actually. Yeah.
And how did you start? Why did you start building your own furniture?
That's a good question, man. I mean, why did I start? Because back in the days, there just was non-existing or non-affordable furniture existing in Europe. And I started because I needed a desk.
Okay, so you built your own?
I built my own desk, and then I built for friends of mine. And then some friends of them needed a desk, and it didn't
Kept on
stop
growing.
Yes. And till today, it's the same.
Yeah. Check out Session Desk. Very cool people, very cool furniture. Now also available in the UK.
Yeah.
Ta-ta. I am here with my good old German friend, Stefan. How you doing?
Very good.
And he's representing not only Rockrüppel, but also Dangerous here at Gearfest.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for checking us out again.
Yeah, of course.
What we have here, in one word, is the system complete. It means that with all the Dangerous gear together, you have one hybrid studio that allows you to record, mix, and master.
I still want to check out this one, by the way, the Baxi Q.
Baxi Q.
Idiot-proof EQing. For people like me, you know?
Half a dB and you're in the game.
Yeah.
So that's what that unit does.
But there's something you wanted to tell us.
I wanted to tell you there's one special thing which has only been made 100 times again, and this is the magic S&M box by Chris Muth. And that thing turns every signal into...
S&M is nothing sexual, it's...
That's the word game, the word play.
Okay.
It is mid-side, so everything can be used in mid-side. And the interesting thing is this is built in every mastering console at Sterling Sound, Masterdisc, Absolute Audio. So the little secret that's in those mastering boxes is inside
So you mean
this one.
the way of how you split the M and the S is more pristine here than in any other...
Absolutely. It's the face stays absolute straight. You have this mid-center, and you can easily raise the sides with this knob over here.
Okay, and there's just 100 of them?
There's only 100 of them, and we've almost sold them all. So that's why I needed to tell you.
So that means if you are a mastering engineer and if you have the intention to do any MS or SM work,
be fast.
Be fast, right? Otherwise, just get one of those EQs because they're lovely. So far, I couldn't afford it, but I'll talk to Stefan. Thank you very much.
Good seeing you again.
Time to wrap it up, everybody. This was my quick and dirty video about Gearfest. There's a lot more around here, but you know, I don't want to spend the whole day filming. Now it's time to grab some beer and to talk to some friends and partners. And by the way, there's my wife filming, and she also needs to be amused, okay? So, that's all for today. Check out the links below to all the brands and all the gear. I hope you found something that is inspiring. My voice is already gone. Thanks for watching. I see you in hell, motherfuckers. Bye-bye.